Hi, my name is Chris Wright, and this is my very first streaming special. I really expected it to take a lot longer than this for me to secure something like that, but it kind of fell into my lap, so I'm very happy for that. Thank you, Havas. I imagine this is kind of how Chris Rock feels whenever he watches himself on Netflix, because just like any other Zoom call, I'm going to be staring at myself for 90% of this, which is great. So, for those of you who don't know me, I grew up down south. Not necessarily the open all the Applebee's South that you'll find over the news all the time, but more of like the big city South, Dallas area. And so growing up in that area, we would always have like cowboy boots and all that, but we never had to earn it, which was kind of the best part because I got to play kind of the aesthetic of the last cool American renegade, but I also had a stocked fridge, a shower, and a fully functioning Xbox, which was a great way to grow up. Whenever we wanted to do anything outside of our little area, we would have to go kind of outside the bubble, and the bubble ended pretty quickly. If you wanted to go camping at any of the good spots, the directions would be in two sets. The first set would be, you get in the car, you turn on the GPS, and it'll say something along the lines of, get on the highway, go for 15 miles, turn right on exit 94. And then eventually the GPS would lose you and you'd have no idea where you were, and you'd pull up to the side of the road and some guy with like a crazy accent would pull up and be like, all right, you're gonna go find the Moonshiner house, make a right, and when you get to the family with 8 teeth between the four of them, make a left, go for a mile, tell Terry that I sent you, and he'll let you on the campgrounds. And that is the best type of navigation I've ever seen because Terry is always there for you. One thing that was a big theme for me growing up, and this was more of a Texas than a Southern thing, but anytime I met someone who was outside of the state, it didn't matter if they were from like Louisiana or Oklahoma or like some other faraway state like Washington, every time when I was growing up I met someone from out of state, they would be like, oh, you're from Texas? Do you ride a horse to school? And it'd always be in that snide voice too. Like I don't know what kind of things they're telling other kids about Texas, but I don't know if they're like, this is what you have to greet them with, this is their customary greeting, I really don't know. But every single time it was, do you ride a horse to school? And because I grew up in a city, I had to say no. And the worst part about that was that I know that there are kids that were saddling up before math class because there's so much rural area. I mean, I drove to football games behind tractors in a city, so I know that some kids had a horse stable in their school. Yeah, so here I am having to, not perpetuate the stereotype. But if you think that's wild, Tiger King was filmed in Oklahoma, and that's one state away, so it's really not that lawful of a land. Once I decided that it was time to leave that area behind and go on to bigger and better, or I guess smaller and more expensive things, I decided that it was time to come to New York City. I had two main goals in mind. I wanted to get a job in the illustrious career of advertising that I had seen in Mad Men, so mission accomplished. And I wanted to have a nice, sensible, nothing too crazy apartment. It was one that was relatively clean, decently spacious, like, probably something that I'd seen on like How I Met Your Mother or Friends, like just a nice standard city apartment. And I realized after a few weeks of looking that that might not be the most realistic for someone my age. And then I got bailed out in the form of a global virus, and my roommate fled the city in a panic. So here I am, broadcasting from his old room. And really, as much as this pandemic has taken from us, it's been great for learning about ourselves and, getting some skills under our belts, which I found really helpful. I learned a few things. I've learned that my spirit animal pretty much has to be a dog because I love that first walk of the day. But then after that, all I want to do is sit on the couch, not wear pants, and have someone bring me my dinner. I've also started picking up baking. I'm not up to, bread like focaccias or sourdoughs yet, but I think I really mastered the Toll House pre-cut slice and bake chocolate chip cookies. And I've also learned that, with enough hard work, dedication, mental determination, I still will never achieve my dreams of becoming a rock star based on how I sound when I sing in the shower. So I don't know where all of you have ended up. I don't know if everyone's still in New York or where you've all gone, But for those of us still in Manhattan, things have been really weird. It's kind of like a zombie movie when you go outside because, you know, Wall Street's empty, Times Square's empty. The only people you see staggering around kind of look like they don't know what they're doing or they're really trying to get where they're going and get off the street. And I imagine that's what being in a zombie movie is like. Or even worse, like that's what living in like North Dakota might be like. Seriously, if you are from North Dakota and can prove to me with photo evidence that it is more busy there during normal life than we are during right now, I will change that state for my next set. People of North Dakota and people who are from there, this is your chance to shine and redeem your state. So before my roommate took off, we picked up a pack of cards because we figured it's a really great way to pass the time and a great, you know, variety of games are out there that we can pick up with relative ease. So if you've ever picked up a pack of cards, there's like a 50% chance that the brand that made it is Bicycle. And so we went onto the Bicycle website and it basically splits up all of the games you can play by number of players. So we would do 2, sometimes 3 people if his girlfriend is around, and we would just scroll through like the endless list of games, find something new, and then finally, you know, learn to play that, get good at it, and move on to the next one, or poker, whatever it was gonna be. So, and that lasted a good 2 weeks. I mean, it was great. We had so many options. So when he left, I picked up a pack of cards, went onto bicycle.com, and put my mouse over the 1-player category. And I clicked it, and I felt really good for about 10 seconds, because there's like 60 options. I was like, wow, I'm gonna have so much to do. And then I clicked the first one. I clicked the second one. I clicked every single one of them, and it's just 60 different types of solitaire. I looked at it, it was like, this is solitaire. This is inspired by solitaire. This is hard solitaire. This is easy solitaire. So if you need me after this, don't, because I'm going to be learning the Wacky Zamboni solitaire list now that I've finally made it to the end. All right, that's all I have. Thank you guys. You've been great. This is fun.